I didn't have my phantom power thing on. I know, eBay. You hate to see it. I should sound better now. Yeah, I have a condenser mic, so I needed to turn on the power thing for it. But if I sound good now, we're good to go. Alright, awesome. Good morning, Moose. How are you? Alright, so really quickly, this is going to be how to buy Gamecube controllers. This is how most people who do a lot of modding buy Gamecube controllers, and it's going to be the easiest and cheapest way to find good ones. The first source I like to check is always eBay. I know a lot of people really hate eBay, they don't like it, it's a little sketchy, but there's a lot of good controllers you can find on eBay if you just look carefully. And there's a couple of things we're going to be looking for, and I'll go over them today. So usually the first thing I do is I just type Nintendo GameCube controller in straight away. If I'm looking for quick deals, I usually sort by buy it now and newly listed, because you can find the fresher ones, the ones that hop on the market the fastest. You can find them and you can sometimes score a good deal. You can also look for auctions. Auctions are another good source of deals, but I don't have a lot of patience for them, but I'll show you them in a second. So, you know, type in Nintendo GameCube controller, you hop over, looking at stuff. There's a bunch of options and you're like, oh, what should I get? What are these? So we're going to go through what you want to look for on a good controller for playing Melee or even Smash Ultimate. So first one, this stick is awful, but it might not be an awful controller. You have to go and look a little closer. Alright, so the back of this controller, you see, let me make this a little bit bigger. You see the side, it says Nintendo GameCube, or DOL003 is the official part number according to Nintendo. However, this back indicates that this controller is a Type 1. Type 1 were the earliest made controllers, so the stick boxes in them are the loosest, usually after use. So you really don't want to try to get a Type 1 controller. Let me see if we can find a good Type 3 for a decent price. So lots of 2 are good. The sticks, again, are worn here, and the faces are really worn. I'm not going to say these are fantastic. If we look on the back, see the CE, we're getting a little bit warmer. The CE on the back of these, that little symbol, is indicative of a Type 2 controller, which are slightly better than Type 1, but not the cream of the crop, not exactly what we're going for. You want to avoid, well, you don't really play anything competitive on a Wavebird. You can buy a Wavebird if you really like them, but they are always Type 2, so they're not the best control sticks, and they have a little bit of latency when you use them. And they're banned in tournaments. You can't use them in tournaments. You can link a board type guide. Yeah, sure. So this is a 3 lot of them. If you only need one controller, these aren't the best, and for $100, with another $10 shipping, that's $120. You're paying $40 a controller, which isn't necessarily better than trying to find a regular controller for $40. $40 is a price you want to pay for only a really nice controller if it's secondhand or used. If we look on the back of these, let me see what we got. 1 Type 3, 2 Type 3s, and a Type 1. So not awful, but the sticks are a little worn. Yeah, and $40, well, $40 is what new Smash Ult ones go for in the US. But I'll talk about getting an account on Japanese Amazon later, so you can get them for a little bit cheaper. These single controllers are good to check out. This one's a little too expensive. No one's, I mean, $35 with $8 shipping is too much money in my opinion. There's a Cinet price guide. I love this. This is really good. I put a lot, you know, I did a little input for this when Cinet was releasing this. So, this is his price guide. It is outdated. I'll put a link in, but it is a little outdated. But this is how you should reasonably be paying. I'm sorry, I'm losing my mind. These are the prices you should reasonably be paying maybe a little bit more than $10. Like a purple, like a nice indigo. Indigos can be really good if you find them in type 3, but a lot of the time they'll be type 2 or type 1. A lot of type 1s are indigo, so you don't really want to be paying more than like $12 if you're going to be buying a type 1 indigo, because those are competitively useless controllers. But if you're a modder, if you're going to be painting them, or if you're going to be doing something like practicing notching or something, type 1 indigos are fantastic. Same thing with the blacks. A lot of them are type 1s. You can find some type 3s, and they're really nice controllers to have, but oftentimes they're beat up because a lot of people got these with their GameCubes, and you're going to be finding them used. Type 1 indigos they're not the worst thing in the world. The only issue is the stick box in them. The type 1 stick box is looser on average than other stick boxes, and they wear down significantly faster. So you're going to have a lot of wear and tear when you're playing with your controller, and that looseness, and that people call it a dead zone, but it's not really a dead zone. A dead zone is an electronic term. The looseness is caused by plastic inside wearing down because of the way the components were made. You really want to try your best to get a type 3 controller. A type 2 is pretty good, but it just won't last you as long. My last controller, before I have the one that I'm currently using, was a type 2, and I used it for a really long time. It lasted me about 2 years of like medium play, and eventually it got too loose for me to use, and I had to get a new controller. But it did have really good dashback. Alright, orange spice. Again, you guys... No, lack of dot. So type 3 is a C, E, and the dot. There's the parts guide from Ben listed it. This is really good. Thank you, Benster. This is type 1 with nothing on it. These... Hi, Dave. This is type 2. This is type 3, and these are also type 3, but this is the Smash Ultimate back shell. They only changed it. They have the CE and the dot, you'll notice, but they have all of the like how you dispose of it, because they had to update safety guidelines for getting rid of ABS plastic materials in the 2000s. So that's the only issue. But this is a good guide. This is fantastic for learning about the parts you want like if you want to learn about stuff. But this chart right here is great. You see these controllers on the left and the bottom are all, what can always be T3s. You've got a lot of really good resources here. Hilariously, the Panasonic Q can only come as a type 1. A lot of people really like that controller, but unfortunately it is strictly a type 1, and you will have to modify the insides in order to play on it competitively. Let's go back to eBay, because this guide is fantastic. A lot of the really rare controllers, the prices are totally different though. Like everything changes over time. Like a crystal, the pearl whites are great. $80 is reasonable. The symphonic, you're not going to be able to buy a symphonic for $160. It's like $300 easily. Yeah, I will cut this all up and put it on YouTube, but it might take me a little while because I'm awful at editing. The crystal white, these don't even have a price. Don't even try to buy one. All of these are different, but what's important to note is that you can always go on eBay, or you can go on websites, and you can find what things have recently sold for, which is a good part of eBay. You can look around and see, oh, this is sold for X amount of money recently, so you get an idea of what the value is, in quotes, because, at the end of the day, these things were all sold for like $20 each, and it's artificial rarity. But, yeah. Starlight Gold, here's one. Somebody was asking about it on Twitter. This is a tough one because the pictures aren't really fantastic, but you can see... Yeah, I'll buy the DK the bongos. But you can see a couple of good signs on this controller. All of the painted ones, so the Platinums, the Resident Evil, the Pearls, the Crystal Whites, the Starlight Golds, they're all... Yeah, I do use eBay mostly. eBay is my most... I could go through my history of like all the controllers I've bought, but eBay is the most frequent website that I've used in the past. But there are a couple of other resources that I'm going to go over really quickly, and then we're going to talk about Buyee, which is for like advanced users, I'd say. So this controller looks like it's in really great shape. For $150, you're getting a nice mint Starlight Gold. If you're trying to collect this, go for it. I'd say it's a good idea if you want one of these, because there's no scuff marks. The silvers will wear. I have a silver right here I've been using, so I don't know if you can see this, but on the bottom, the silvers will wear dead center. Yeah, it's tough because I have a light on, and under the grips here, on the front, on the grips here, and there'll be lots of markings on the back. And this one, you can see, is in pretty decent shape. That paint is in good condition, and the plug is not rusty on the tip. So this could be a really fantastic condition controller. It just might have a bad stick, which you can easily replace. Really nice. Yeah, I put Nintendo. I always put Nintendo when I search. This is, look at this. This is a decent condition T3. The shell is in fine shape. There's a single scratch on it. You'll have to replace the stick. But at $27, it's not for me. I would offer this guy in the range of $20. Just because it's going to cost me another $5 shipping, and I'm going to have to replace the stick. And if I do offer him, $18 to $20, he'll probably take that offer. Panasonic Qs. Again, these are not fantastic controllers for competing. You can see the stick is already sinking into the controller. It's probably broken, and you will need to fix this. At $150, it's not worth it unless you can't find one, which is very rare. Yeah, I was looking earlier. $40, not the best deal. We're gonna look at the back, and it's a Type 2. So you'll pass on this unless the shell is in like perfect condition. It'll be like a great candidate for a dyeing controller for people who dye the platinums. Don't buy these controllers for $40. It's not worth it. Again, these broken controllers, $45. Free shipping, you could probably knock them down to $35 if you really want to offer on this. And you can probably get these two as project controllers. But they are Type 1s, so you're going to have to upgrade the stick box. You're going to have to put new sticks on it. And there might be a slew of other problems. Always go and read the descriptions, see what you got to learn. See, this is for parts. The joystick doesn't go left, so it's going to need a potentiometer swap. The cable doesn't work on the orange controller, so you need to swap the cable. You could probably paracord it too. There's a lot of different things that you need to look at. Smash 4 for $30. This is a good deal. Smash 4 controllers are always Type 3. This one's lightly used, so you might need to clean it. But for $30, this is fantastic. How do I manage to lower the price? I just send an offer, and if they send me a counter offer, I'll be like, I can't really go high, and I'll let him know. But usually just sending the counter offer, sometimes people see like a cash offer, and they're like, okay, I'll grab it. But it's a little tricky and tough sometimes, and especially when you're dealing with eBay. Sometimes people see an offer that's low and they'll just ignore you or whatever. But you have to remember that there's 4,000 listings for Gamecube Controller on this website. You're not going to be missing out on a deal, and this is just for buy it now. So there'll always be something more to come around, and you should not be discouraged if somebody declines your offer. Just don't worry about it. Keep going. This is paracorded, I think. Somebody paracorded an orange controller. Cool. It's Type 2. Not bad. The shell looks like it's in good shape. For $35, that's not awful. Joystick and the caps have been replaced. Okay. That's not a bad deal for a paracorded controller. Alright, not awful. Let's see what else. This guy looks like he has a couple good controllers. Yeah, Type 3 Jet Black for $30. Sticks in good shape. Might be worth it. That's reasonable. $60. These Smash 4 controllers go a little bit pricey sometimes. I usually stay away from them because I don't really sell controllers anymore, I'll be honest. Sometimes I'll just buy them so I have a supply of controllers I can sell and give deals to people in my local scene. But I really try to stay away from the super expensive ones unless they're really, really good. Type 3 is good compared to everything else. Yeah. Everything, it's going to be significantly better than all other controllers, and it's going to last you the longest amount of time. That's the biggest deal. They last you significantly longer than any other controller type. Emerald Blue, always factor in the price. $25 shipping, it ends up at $60. Emerald Blues are often T3. This one's T3, but the screws are in rough shape. So this controller has been used. But if you really want an Emerald controller, $60 is on the high end. When you compare Ultimate controllers to the Smash 4 controllers, they are incredibly similar. People were saying that there were issues with drift and weird stuff with potentiometers with the Ultimate controllers. That's not really a thing that people have noticed in the Discord, at least, and in talking, and in the couple that I haven't noticed that issue. They are just going to be stiffer. The strings are going to be harder to press. The joysticks are going to be much stiffer. So, you get great pivots and stuff like that, but you might want to swap the springs out or cut them or anneal them or just do something to make those springs a little bit easier to press. So that's the basics of eBay, at least. You can find a lot of really good deals on eBay. Any source? No replacement screws that are tri-wing. Not for lack of trying, though. I think Fires has some that are Torx. You can get Torx replacement screws that are the exact length and thread pitch on Fires' website. Or, no, it's not his website, his Etsy. Just go at Fires Customs. Just look him up. He does a lot of GameCube parts and stuff, and he has the Slickbox mod, and he sells a lot of OEM potentiometers and things like that. So go ahead and check him out. He's fantastic. He does a lot of good work. Alright, so the second good source for controllers is Amazon. So you have to go to Japanese Amazon. Oh, somebody must have bought that Spice Orange. Oh wait, no. Let me just do bids really quick because. No, auction. So you can bid on controllers. It's tough and it's a pain in the ass sometimes because you're dealing with so many people at once. Yeah, so this is hard. You can find a JP White. I would never pay more than $50 for a JP White. Personally. $40 for an Emerald Blue with a good condition stick. This doesn't expire for another 19 hours. So the bids are going to go up, and this is why I don't do the bidding, because you have to find you get some insane deals from some Japanese sellers. 76 controllers for parts. If you're crazy, you can buy this. Why no more than 50? I just personally won't pay more than 50 because I can find them and I have found them for less before. I don't want to look at my purchase history because I buy a bunch of crazy shit. Let me see all time. Can I? Let's look at 2019 for my eBay purchase history. Brand new. I just thought this is a possibility. The replacement stick is third party. The replacement stick can be third party. It's very, very, very hard to tell how to find what a good price is on, or no, it's very hard to tell whether or not a stick is replacement. You really want to look at an OEM stick. You want to have it in your hands, and you want to look at the colors, the way that it reflects light. The fake ones are extra plasticky and they're shiny. OEM controller sticks are always a very matte color, and they absorb a lot of light as opposed to reflecting it. Yeah, 50 is alright. You know what? I think that's mostly because I don't buy a lot of controllers anymore. But as far as $50 for JP White, decent price. I really don't like paying more for it unless I need one. If I need one, I'll pay up to 60, but nothing more than that. Yeah, so you can find a lot of good deals. I was buying clears for 73. Emerald. I try to keep clears below $100. A lot of these pictures are gone. But let me see. What happened? I wasn't buying controllers in 2020. I bought a light for my fish tank. JP White, $50. Decent deal. I bought a Smash 4 for 20. This is just, you have to keep your eyes on this is only from sniping Buy It Nows also. This one I got for $40. I bought some plushies. You have to keep your eyes on Buy It Now. Always. Buy It Now, sort by, newly listed. And just see. Something will pop up. This is weird. A Gamecube controller and an Xbox controller. Do you want one? I don't know. Do you need an Xbox controller? I don't. But if you do, you know, and you could always split it and resell it. I don't know how much the Xbox controllers are worth. But just, you know, refresh and check every once in a while. You'll find some good deals. Some deals will be fantastic. You know, I've gotten insane deals before, but it really is just about persistence and patience. Amazon JP is fantastic. You will have to make a Japanese Amazon account. I haven't done this, and this is why, because I don't want to make a Japanese Amazon account. But you can find a lot of good deals on here. A lot of people say that they find fantastic deals and stuff like that. You can see the Smash Ultimate controllers are brand new, going for 2,100 yen, which is about $23, which is crazy compared to the $40 US price tag. You will have to pay import tariffs, and it depends on what you're getting. Sometimes some people have said that they never paid any import tariffs. Some people have said that they had to pay so many import tariffs that it became the same as buying it in the US for $40. So it's really touch and go. Yeah, $23. But see, look, there's only one left. So it'll probably be gone soon. You can find used ones here. I've never really done these because this is like what, $12 for a silver controller. Like, you can't really go wrong for $12. And it goes up to 20 and then whatever. This one has pictures. This looks like it's in kind of beat up shape. You know, this one looks, is this one brand new? No, again, lightly used, but, you know, a lot of these don't have pictures, so you're just going to have to go, and you're going to have to look, and maybe gamble a little bit if you don't want to pay full price for a controller. You can just add clear controller to the search term, so if I just do clear on eBay, you can find them for $100. These are indigo clears, so the other half will be clear on the back side, you just can't see it. This guy... These guys sell them for decent. They do wholesale. They find them for a good price. $90 with $10 shipping. You are going to be paying about $100 for a clear controller unless you find a deal. Again, I've bought clears for like $60 before, but you have to really look in the right spot, and you have to be really, 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 really patient. So that's Amazon JP. I should look into it more to learn how to do it better, but you can make an account and you can buy these used controllers with a US address, and they will ship it to you. You might have to pay some fees on top of that, but it is a good place to buy controllers. A lot of people buy, when they restock the Ultimate controllers, people buy 5 or 6 of them and they get them shipped, and they end up saving like a ton of money. So you can do that. It is a viable strategy. It just takes a little extra time, and you have to learn how to navigate the Japanese Amazon website. So next good one, Facebook Marketplace. I know a lot of people don't like Facebook Marketplace. It is a little bit annoying sometimes. People charge too much money for things, but it can be a treasure trove of a lot of inexpensive items. Just throw in GameCube. There's a shit ton of options. You can find all sorts of stuff. This looks really gross. I would never buy this. The cable is torn. He says the sticks are great. They look like they're in all right shape, but I would, you know, I wouldn't go out of my way to get it, especially because I have to go to the city. This guy is charging, in my opinion, it's a little too much. Actually, that spice is in good shape. The sticks look like they're in good shape, but you'd have to look at the backs of the controllers to tell what type they are and if they're worth buying. You can find a copy of Melee. And there's, you can get them from further away. This guy will ship them to you for $45 a pop. That's a little bit too much money for me. It's important to just check your local listings, basically. So you can also go to Craigslist. No, this is the soundtrack to Faster Than Light. Marketplace is worse than Amazon JP. Yeah, Marketplace can be terrible. It can be terrible. When I was like a super controller noob, I found some controllers on Marketplace. I took the ferry into Manhattan, and I went all the way uptown to meet some guy at a McDonald's who sold me 3 GameCube controllers for $20. So, it's all about how far you want to travel for what kind of deals you're going to get. There's a lot of third parties. I mean, my Marketplace is kind of decent. This guy is a modder, I guess. Oh, he's from Portland. I don't know why it's so far away. Try to find local stuff. It's better to find local stuff. Hey, dude, what's going on? Yeah, look, one third party, and then just like a bunch of random junk, like stuff to like the Game Boy adapters. Kind of cool. I don't know if it's worth $40, but neat. Craigslist is good too. I don't know if there's. Just throw in GameCube, see what you can find. You might be able to find some stuff. I got 2. Yeah. Sometimes you do get lucky. It is a lot of luck. There is a lot of luck involved in this. $200, that's too much. Yeah, a lot of Craigslist stuff. Craigslist has become garbage recently because people think that they have like treasure in their basement or something, and they're gonna be selling, the Wii. Yeah, searching for anything like Smash Brothers. You can find sometimes a controller, but yeah, it's a little touch and go. So I think I haven't been on this website in a very long time. Buyee. Alright. I have an account. I haven't used this website, and it's for a lot of weird stuff. I don't even want to show you this stuff on the bottom. But you can go to Yahoo Auctions through Buyee. I did this like a handful of times, and it was really insane. Sometimes you have to look for the Japanese version. Yeah, no, that's not gonna work. Okay. Here we can go here. This is just the Japanese text for GameCube Controller. Let's see if that'll work. Fantastic. So these are all for bidding, and it is just a mess a little bit. Ending soonest. Buyout price. So we can look at buyouts. What you end up doing is you make an account on Buyee, and you put an address in and everything like that. And they'll buy this stuff for you, and you can get it shipped to your house, or you can get it shipped to a warehouse. And that, what is this? Does this come with a PVM? That's crazy. I'm sorry. You can get it shipped to a warehouse, and they'll hold it for a set amount of time. And after that time period is over, you have to you can keep buying stuff, but you have to eventually get it shipped back to your house in the US, and that's like an untold amount of fees. But you can find like a lot of good deals if you're careful, but you're gonna have to pay a lot of money, and you're gonna have to buy a lot of it. Alright, I'll look at it in a second. Look, we got a clear controller. You can buy it now for, I don't know, I think it's $65. For some reason, it's very foggy. This is interesting. Yeah, Amazon JP is good. This guy is putting custom color stuff in. You can find a lot of good stuff. But I haven't. I would do lot deals. I would buy stuff. I would look at the buyout prices, and I would just get a bunch of stuff shipped to my warehouse slot, and then eventually ship it over. I think I ended up buying 8 controllers at once, and I think for JP Whites I was paying an average of $25 a pop, and for other controllers I was paying $20 or less each, which is insane. But I ended up paying on those 8 or 9 controllers $80 in shipping to get them here, and it only worked out to be, yeah, it's hard. It's hard, and sometimes having somebody to just do it for you is easier. One, I agree, but yeah, you have to buy a bunch. It's usually worth it if you're buying like 10 controllers at a time to use Buyee, and you just fill up your quote-unquote warehouse space, and you just decide one day, alright, I'm going to get this shipped to my house, and then they make a whole package up for you, and it takes like a month to get here, depending on the shipping option you select, and but at the end of the day, you have a bunch of cheap controllers. Why would you only use Buyee if you're going to buy a lot of controllers? If you're going to buy a lot of controllers, use Buyee. Because you're going to have to pay a lot of money to get them shipped to you. But that, cost balances itself out after you get, 6 or so controllers. You end up being, it ends up being cheaper when you get, upwards of 6 controllers. I'm going to see if there's anything, crazy. Wow, $24 for an Emerald. And again, these controllers, if you ever go to Japan, you should look at secondhand stores, because they have a lot of GameCube controllers there, and they're really cheap. But they're buying these 2 GameCube controllers for $22, and they look like they're in decent shape. 2 decent shaped silvers, $22. Yeah, Buyee for bulk, exactly. And then everything else you're gonna have to snipe. And look, a lot of used bookstores and stuff like that have all Japan, they have random stores you can walk into, used electronics. You have to be careful, because there are a lot of tourist trappy stores you can go to, and they'll be oh yeah, you can buy this controller for X amount of money, and it'll be way more expensive than at a regular old thrift store. Or they have a lot of bookstores that sell used electronics, used video game systems and things like that. You check those out. If you don't know, there's a channel on YouTube. He makes buttons, I think. Scruffy looking RBG. He does a lot of YouTube videos where he goes and he checks out places just to see where the good deals are. I want to show you guys my YouTube recommended. I know, it's very interesting. This guy, he's really cool, and his videos are neat.
Welcome back to
and he checks out a lot of cool places. He makes some controller stuff too. But he'll go, he'll go through Japan. He goes to Book Off a lot. I have no clue what this is. And he just looks at, this is all in Japanese.
If these are good deals, where you're at.
There's a lot of controllers, and there are a lot of them are reasonably priced. But that's if you're ever gonna go. All right. So yeah, to sum it up. Oh wait. Yeah. So to sum it up, you really want to check eBay. eBay's really good if you're in America. Amazon JP, you can find some really good stuff, but it'll take a while to get there, and you might have to pay some import fees. Facebook Marketplace is like digging through the dirt, but you can find some good stuff sometimes. Buyee, only for experienced users who are going to buy a lot. Oh yeah, let's look at that TV. I want to go look at the TV. Is that the one that goes to the beginning? No, it's this one. Where was it? There it is. What is this? English. Maintenance. PNV GameCube with a purple SD card, controller, and memory card. So it doesn't come with the TV. Huh. but it's got the P&P loader in it, which is the little SD card thing. This is a cool TV. These PVMs are fantastic. I've been trying to find a good one for cheap recently, and I've had no luck. But they output like 480i, like fantastic lines and stuff like that. You've seen one Solo G controller book off in Midtown. Yeah, they do have a lot of. I mean, I haven't really, looked, but they will have a lot of like full sets and things like that. You can also find local retro game stores, but they're always going to be upcharging you. It's always going to be like a premium for the controller, and you'll have a lot better luck just looking on eBay yourself. And that's what I'm always going to recommend. Yes, local pawn shops are better because they're not going to be charging you full price because they care a lot more about like liquidity and having money. So you can basically go in and if they'll have a GameCube controller, you can usually score it for $20. A lot of people say that Goodwill is also really good. I personally have never been to a Goodwill that had a GameCube controller. I've looked really hard at a lot of Goodwills. I've been to a ton of Goodwills, and I've never found a GameCube controller. Yeah, Emeralds are good. Emeralds, it's like 70-30, but JP Whites are always going to be a T3 controller. If you can't see the front of the controller, if you can't see the back of the controller and you only see the front, you're going to want to get a JP White, always. They last the longest, they have the highest quality internals because they were manufactured up until 2008, which was the end of the theoretical life cycle of the GameCube controller. And they did not get made any more again until, I guess, whenever Smash 4 came out. That's when they started making more controllers, but I don't know when that was. I'll be honest. And if you're looking for brand new controllers, these imports are great. And also, we are looking forward. Yeah, Mercari is good. I've never used OfferUp or Mercari. I know those websites can be okay, but they can also be annoying because you're dealing with like a more casual transaction. I like eBay a lot because it's very impersonal. I can just click on something, and if I want it, I can just buy it. Bunch of clears for some reason. But yeah, I think that's about it. Does anybody have any questions? I know I just like rambled on for 40 minutes about controller buying, but if anybody has any specific questions, I will be more than happy to answer them right now. No problem, Quilly. Alright, Essie, a good way to test your controller is I always grab my controller and I plug it in and I hop on and I play some Melee. Melee is a really good way to test your controller's functionalities because there are a lot of things that you can do that require very precise and repeatable inputs, like wave dashing and things like that. The Type 3s have the C, E, and the dot. Again, this controllerlibrary.com/guides. Check the website out. Go over. Type 1s, no CE or dot. Type 2s, these can also be Type 1s. JP White. Oh, they were still produced past 2008? I had no idea. I thought that they stopped production in 2008. Generally trusted sellers. On eBay and on Amazon and stuff like that, there is no such thing as a trusted seller. There used to be a guy, I don't even know, GameCube 31 variations or something. $22 variations. Here we go. This guy with the variations. These controllers he sends out are always in decent shape. If you need a controller really bad, you can buy one here. And $54, $9 shipping. You can buy multiple, and it works fine. And Quilly is right. Japanese sellers always respond to your messages courteously. They're fantastic. if you're buying from Japan, and the stuff that they sell you, they'll let you know if it's dirty or fucked up in any way. So it's like you can have an open line of conversation with them, and they'll be very straightforward with you. It might be a little tough because they aren't necessarily good at English, and you're not necessarily good at Japanese, and they're using Google Translate most often. But this guy, actually, I've bought from him before, Boku Doraemon. He has a lot of controllers for some reason. Like, I know his name specifically. I have bought from him before. There's a disclaimer for what? Used. Something. You can ask. I'm sure you can send him a message. I didn't see a disclaimer for third-party parts. Broken. If some parts are broken, they may exchange by third party. Oh, okay. I don't know about that then. So that might be risky. I'm sure you can send him a message and you can ask him about it. Each individual seller you should send a message to, but a bunch of people have bought from this guy before, and he is very straightforward, and he will answer any questions you have. Question: how are you doing? Why are internals of the board so important? Is it due to competitive gameplay? Yes. So the internals are really important because that's what you're going to need. Can you not see this? Here, I'll put his eBay username in the chat. But the internals are really important. It's just, that's what collects all the data on the game while you're playing it, or all your inputs while you're playing the game. So it's just really important to have the best controller internals that you can possibly get your hands on. No problem, Jojo. It's the, so you can just play the game well and have no barriers in the way or anything like that. And the second reason is longevity. You want to be able to play something for a really long time. So it's important that you get something that lasts a long time. And Type 3s are the best at that. However, you can replace them if you have to with parts. And Fires is working on brand new Type 3 sticks, which is going to bring whole new life into the controller world. Yeah, well, the Panasonic controllers, you're going to get them, and they're going to be shitty no matter what. So you really only want them for the shell. The internals are Type 1 always and garbage. You can put a Type 2 in, and that is slightly better. But if you buy a Panasonic, you're gonna put a JP White internals or like a Type 3 internals inside it. Always, it's just not worth it to do anything else. What was this? How will you see the internals? This is the guide. controllerlibrary.com/guides. Check it out. You want to go for Type 3s. You always want to go for Type 3. I'm gonna finish the rest of your comment. Besides that, I've pretty much learned the ins and outs of where to go and buy game controllers. I sincerely appreciate all the information provided. Now buy the SpongeBob controller. Alright, I don't. The SpongeBob controllers are very expensive if the nose isn't broken, so I don't think I'm going to buy one. But, I'll think about it. Type 3 stick boxes can come from Wii Nunchucks. Yes! I have, alright. I have about 100. I can actually get you the box. I'll show you. Give me 1 second. Can you see in here? You see these? This is 120 Wii Nunchucks. I bought these with a bunch of friends to split them, and then I moved for 6 months, and I left them here. So I have to divide all of these up, and I have to ship them out. However, I do have all of these, and you can take them apart. You can, here, you know what, let me, I'll take one apart on stream. So this is one. I'll get my screwdriver out. These are kind of sucky because you gotta... Oh shit, I can't even get it with these. I have my other screwdrivers for this. I don't even know where it is, I'll be honest. It's probably in storage still because I haven't unpacked yet. However, the black part of the stick that's attached to the board is also retrievable. Yes, that's the potentiometer. You should save those. If you can get your hands on a bunch of potentiometers, it's fantastic. Newer ones are great because they have really good pivots and they last longer. Older ones are good if you're trying to build a controller that has POD on purpose, but that's really touch and go. POD can go away if you touch the potentiometer a certain way, and it can come back, and sometimes it comes back and it's really weird and it doesn't do what you want it to do. But yes, save the black parts that are attached to the stick box always. I might have a stick box I could show you in my toolbox. A lot of what I have is all over the place. Oh, okay, actually I have a screwdriver. I can take that apart for you guys, and I can show you what it looks like inside. This is a stick box. I know, everything is a mess in here. Alright, I'm just going to take apart the nunchuck because I can't find that extra stick box. But I did find a screwdriver. So these are really simple to take apart. You only need two screws. Oh, they're already out. I'm an idiot. And it just pops open. It sounds really crunchy. And this is attached to wires. I wish my webcam was a little bit better, but I don't have like a fancy one. This comes off. You can use these. It's really, there we go. Work on that color balancing a little bit. These are good for your controller. A lot of people, I did murder it. Oh yeah, I don't have one. Let me add a new scene. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna figure out how to do this live. There we go. Alright. You like the black screen? Alright, so you can keep these. These are good. They're a little tall. They're a little bit tall. I'm sorry the balancing is so bad. I have my window open because I have blackout curtains, and if I leave the blackout curtains up all the time, what happens is I sleep for like 14 hours. So here we go. It's a little bit darker now. Alright, check these out. These are good. They're taller than OEM sticks, but I like them a lot. And they last forever. They do. They last a really, really, really long time. When you take apart the nunchuck, you've got your little stick box here. This is a Type 2. Oh, no, this is Type 1.5. These are weird. You can use them to replace Type 1s and Type 2s, but I'm not sure if anybody has done research on how long they last. These are like, I don't even understand where they come from. I'll be honest. It's like some weird manufacturing deal Nintendo did with a Chinese company to make a bunch of extra stick boxes for these motherboards. I don't. It's really strange. Lev says they're good. I trust Lev then. So they're good then. You can use them in your Type 2s or Type 1 controllers. You should always upgrade your Type 1 stick box to a Type 2 though with these, or something else you find in a nunchuck. I gotta try to put this back together because we have to put it back in the box. I'll just leave it on my desk for now. Oh yeah. Wii's were incredibly popular, and it's not Nintendo's fault that they didn't have all the right stuff ordered, but it definitely led to a lot of interesting manufacturing quirks for all of like the GameCube controllers and the nunchucks and things like that, and a lot of the parts are swappable, which is fantastic. Alright, we're going back. Yeah, so I think that's like everything I know about buying controllers. That's like what I've learned from like the past 4 years of buying them. And you know, I'm gonna say this because a lot of people don't know this for some reason. Controllers are usually fixable. There are very, very few cases where controllers are not fixable. And I talk about this all the time, but okay, I read on the Discord, the classic controllers have T3. Yes, those little two-handled ones, the Wii Classic controllers, those are always Type 3, which is good, but I think they have a lot of snapback or something. I know Womp has said something about the stick boxes not being fantastic, but you might just need to break them in. Yeah, so anyways, controllers are fixable. Please fix your controllers. I don't know why people just like, oh, this controller's not working anymore, I'm going to throw it away and not use it anymore. It's like, why? Just find somebody near you, please, and fix it. Get it fixed. It's usually cheaper than buying a new controller, and you could keep the old one. Yeah. That's not me saying don't buy new controllers, because please buy new controllers. You know, there's a lot of really great people in the scene doing a lot of really good work, and you can get your hands on a lot of really high quality stuff. But if you need a controller and you're like, hey, my favorite controller's not working anymore, I have $15 I want to spend, can I fix it somehow? And the answer to that is usually always yes. Check out the map. Modern map is amazing. Find somebody near you. There's like a shit ton of people. Just for some reason there's nobody in New Mexico and like North Dakota, but I don't know. Yes, I did make the drift fix tutorial. Am I making more Gengar buttons? Probably during Halloween. I right now I'm out of commission. My 3D printer is sitting next to me. I haven't been able to work on anything in a minute, and it's really sad for me. But soon, hopefully, everything will be back online, and I'll start making stuff again. As far as themes go, I really was only making the Gengar buttons for Halloween, but I really love the design, so I'll probably bring them back again, and in much larger numbers, for next Halloween. Who's in Texas? We got lots of people in Texas. We have, let me zoom out a little bit more. We got, Lev is in Texas. I hope he's doing well. Smiggy is in Texas. Lampgrass is in Texas. And so is Yuse. I don't know how that's pronounced. Lev got me my Secret Santa gift, which was very cool. He bought me some Pokemon cards. Lots of people in Canada, like an absolute load. In Toronto specifically, in the Toronto area. Kyle from Lilypad is there. Chaos Breaker, Six Tails, and Zarik is there. All fantastic people. Yeah, Solanum is... I never know how to... Solanum? I'm really sorry. I can't even read. Philly is in Manitoba. Bengals is in Saskatchewan. In Alberta, we've got Shadow. Shadow makes fantastic, really cool artisanal like sea sticks that look like flowers, which are dope. Unplugged on the West Coast, and Fur in New Brunswick. I don't think Solanum has opted into the map. I don't know why. I think that's just on him, though. I really don't have all the time to collect all of the data on everybody, so I have it opt-in only. So if you want to be on the map, all you have to do is submit an application on my website, and I'll go through it. And there's like tons of people in EU as well. This is really cool because it shows you what like the dense populations of Melee players are. And it's like, oh, well, why isn't there anybody in the Balkans or North Africa, South Africa, India? I know that there are Melee players in India. I don't really know anything about China as far as video game culture goes, and I know there's a handful of modders in Japan as well, because Melee and Smash Ultimate particularly are very big there. So yeah, that's the map. If you want to be on the map and you are a modder, please. Alright, Andrew. Well, I look forward to seeing your work. Oh, yeah, northern Mexico. There are some people in chilling in Mexico, for sure. Plaque is there. I've sent him a message on Facebook. Sticks. And Martin is chilling. So we've got some people. And I don't think... Yeah, nothing in South America. Although I do know the scene is very big. There might be a little bit of a language barrier as far as communication goes. Because the vast majority of the modding scene for controllers only speaks English. Which is a little bit of an issue. But yeah, if you want to be on the map, and if you're a modder in here, and you're willing to do things like in-person services, that's what the goal of this was for people to meet up and like get controllers fixed. Brazil is popping, yes, but I don't think any controller modders speak Portuguese or Spanish. Yeah, just send an app. I'll check you out. Any predictions on the Panda controller? So, alright, I have reservations when it comes to the Panda controller because they haven't reached out to anybody I know and who has told me. That's the issue. So it could be a good controller, but I would have no idea. And the odds are it will have a lot of stuff wrong with it before it has good stuff. So it'll need to get into some players' hands, and then people are going to look at it, use them, and then a lot of important people are going to be like, these are good, or these are bad. And Quilly, I'm going to agree with you on that. The Goomwave controller looks fantastic. It's very smart. All the design, all of the little quirks to it are fantastic and well done. The fact that you can switch between digital and analog triggers is insanely smart. Calibratable notches, very useful long term, and they make everybody's jobs easier. Because right now there is an incredible drought of high quality controllers in the scene, and people, really like those. So Goomwave is going to be fantastic when that comes out. It's just going to be very useful too. It's going to just do a lot for the scene as well. It's going to make it so that people have an easier time getting their controllers. At best is GW, what is that? Wish you could just buy the board. Yeah, the thing is though, they're optimized, unfortunately. They're optimized for Spacey players, which are the most served player base in Melee, which, it does stink for non-Spacey players like myself. But that's just how it is. The controllers need a lot more work for Spacey players, especially for angles and stuff like that. But you can still find, good controllers for non-Spacey players. And I'm sure Goomy will eventually make versions of the board that aren't specifically made with Firefox notches in mind. Yeah, boards for 150. That's going to be, it's all proprietary, and it took him a lot of work. I don't think the board will get pirated. There's too much technology in it. There's, a lot of programming and stuff like that in the board. And a lot of really important stuff that, I don't know. I don't think it would be easy to just steal the whole thing. But if it did get stolen, that would suck. And then we have, the boards coming out, Goomwave, fantastic, and we also have Fires. Fires is coming out with, hopefully soon, his Type 3 stick boxes. Everything has been delayed because of COVID recently, but, we hope to see those soon. I'm really looking forward to seeing those. But yeah, I don't know. Anything else? Does anybody have any other questions? I'm a little, I don't know. I've almost run out of things to say, which doesn't happen very often to me. Sticks? No. Best options for sticks are resin casters, or if you're going to, you can find some from other controllers. Or, Skinner's good, And you can use nunchuck stick caps, or you can... Hold on, let me just have a drink. Something that a lot of people are working on, Gonzo Mod and EU is working on it. I don't know if anybody's working on it in NA, but it's something that I've worked on personally, is recapping OEMs. If you look at this one, this was a broken stick that I put new rubber on myself, and it feels just like a regular controller, but it's pink. Isn't that neat? Wow. So that's going to be, these are going to be the new wave, because I know a lot of people have the issue, third-party one's about a month, yeah. So you try to get from a resin caster. This I've been using for a hot minute, and it feels really good, and on top of that, it clacks just like an OEM. So I'm pretty sure that recapped OEM sticks are the future for new analog sticks, but that's just me. I like this one a lot. Yes, the 565 is what I use as well, and the 565 works fantastic. It feels really, really good on an OEM, just the stick plastic, and it just like it's got that really nice responsive clicking when you move the stick around, so it's really, really, really dope. Alright. Cool. So I don't really think there's... Hey Tricky. How are you? Slightly stiffer. Yes, the rubber is stiffer than OEM. However, it lasts significantly longer and doesn't smooth out, which is an issue a lot of people have with their Gamecube controller sticks, is they get all smooth on top, and then you can't really grip them very well, especially if you're like a tap jumper or something. So I think that's everything I wanted to go over. So I'll hang out probably for another half an hour. I'll probably play some Melee, and we can, like, I don't know, I'll answer questions for that duration of time, and then I'll be out of here. I don't really know if I don't think I really wanted to stream for that long, but I wanted to record all this, and I wanted to say all of it so I can go back and I can cut it up a little bit, make it into a video for you guys, so it's available at all times. You don't have a controller? What's the matter? Alright, so that's that. I'm done with this. I'm gonna minimize it. Actually, I'm just gonna turn it off. Minecraft world reset. Yeah, I'll reset the Minecraft world. You know what? I just keep paying the bill for the server, and I haven't been on it in a very long time.